Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Tremblay, Flair's very own Bachelor expert, and today we're here with former Bachelorette, best-selling author, and just all-around boss, Andi Dorfman. Welcome, Andi.
Hi.
And thanks for coming to hang out today.
Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
So, as everyone knows, we're super obsessed with all things Bachelor here at Flair HQ. We have our amazing Bachelor correspondent, friend of Andi, Charlene Joint, who writes our weekly recaps. And then there's my weekly gift recaps and my Monday night live tweeting, which is super fun if you guys don't follow that already. And if you're not caught up on Arie's current season of The Bachelor, you can catch up on flair.com/themorningafter. Have you checked it out at all?
I've kind of caught up. I tuned in a little bit last night, but I didn't realize like the time. I had a long day flying yesterday, and so I got back to my hotel and I was like, oh, and I just caught the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll chat his season in a little bit.
I'm kind of caught up.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So today we're here to chat with Andi about her new book, best-selling already, Single State of Mind. So that's really exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
And then we're going to chat The Bachelor, obviously, and then we're going to wrap up with our go-to Bachelor drinking game, Never Have I Ever, which is what the champagne is for. So before we get started, if any of you guys watching wants your own copy of Single State of Mind, you can post a question for Andi in the comments right now for a chance to win, and we'll read them later.
And we're signing them, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so it's winning a signed copy.
Yeah, so guys, comment
that I
questions.
will personally sign in case there's confusion.
I'm also signing them.
Or maybe we'll just have random people sign it and you can win that copy too.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's get started. First off, congratulations on the new book.
Thank you.
The cover is just as fabulous as the last one. I love it so much. I love the fur. So what made you want to write a second book?
I think probably I got a lot of inspiration and confidence from the first book. It's Not Okay was my first book, and I wrote that, and it was kind of just one of those like projects, and I threw it together, and I had no idea what the response was going to be, and I was so shocked at how many people emailed and messaged and reached out saying how much the book not only was funny, but in certain ways, the first one wasn't as funny, but how much it helped them. And I think just everyone's support of it kind of gave me the motivation and more so like the confidence to be like, all right, I'll do another one.
Yeah, definitely. And I love how relatable this one is too for just single girls.
I like to keep it real for everyone. You know, there's nothing worse than like reading and never being able to relate and just feeling like, oh, this girl is like complaining over nothing. And of course we all like vent in certain ways, but yeah, I wanted people to like see the not so glamorous side of everything that they might see on Instagram or on other social medias, and this is just like a relatable, raw type of book for everyone. Yeah,
totally. I love that. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about dating in New York City because according to the book, it's definitely not easy.
No.
You said yourself, I'm one woman in a sea of millions, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just curious, what's worse, dating in New York City or dating on The Bachelor / Bachelorette?
New York City, hands down.
Why is that?
Because in Bachelor, you could be like 1 in 25, you know, one woman in a sea of 25, or even like, gosh, 25 to 1 odds are better than New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. New York City is just like, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like you have to be there, but it's just a playground. I don't even know.
Really overwhelming, probably.
Yeah. And I think guys have this feeling that like they might be a little more attractive or better than they actually are in real life. And they think like there's just like another model like waiting for them around the corner.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know where you got the 12 from. But like,
that's so funny.
Yeah. There's an interesting vibe there.
Yeah, for sure. And what about, how does it compare to dating in Atlanta where you used to live?
Again.
Probably super different.
Yeah, super different. I kind of miss the South in terms of dating because guys are so like nice and chivalrous.
Yeah.
Not to say that all New York guys aren't. I definitely have met like a lot of nice New York guys. It's just like a different vibe, and like people aren't really there to like settle down and court women and vice versa.
Right. Definitely. Okay, so I know you talk about this a little bit in your book, but I was hoping that you might share with our audience one of your worst date stories since being single in New York City.
Well, I won't give too much away because they're pretty funny, and I talk about most of them in the book, but I will say one of them ended with my date going home with the bartender.
Oh my God. That sounds so tragic.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. That was just one of plenty of bad ones.
And if you want more stories, get the book and you'll see them.
Yeah.
Okay, so clearly you have had some experience with some bad dates. So I'm wondering, what's your number one tip for getting through a terrible date?
Drink.
Perfect.
I hope you weren't looking for like some inspiring motivational tip. But if you're on a really terrible date, you're just gonna have to drink your way through it.
Yeah, totally.
If you're of 21.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's the only way to get through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and what does your ideal date look like? Like what would you want to do? How would you want it to end?
You know what? I'm pretty simple with ideal dates. I will say, having gone on the show, I've learned that like the bigger the date does not mean the bigger the prize in the end. Like I've done the helicopters and the castles and all that stuff. And like as much as I loved doing that, we saw how that turned out. So I'm down for like a simple date. I think I like when a guy takes a little bit of time to like plan it. I come from the South, so I'm still into that like guy plans, chivalry type of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like pick a cool restaurant. Pick something that's like maybe a new restaurant. Like don't do the just mundane, run-of-the-mill, look like you don't care type of date.
Right.
Anything that shows some effort, I'm cool with.
So you mentioned, doing all the extravagant dates on The Bachelor, and I was going to ask you about that, because what's it really like going from dating on The Bachelor and you have all these crazy dates and the great wardrobe and the helicopters and everything, and then you go from that to just like a normal dinner date? Like, what was your first date like? Were you like, this is disappointing?
No, it's a relief. It's definitely not disappointing, because here's the thing that you don't see as viewers is like the lead up to the helicopter is like 6 hours of travel or like all these interviews, and you gotta like the castle like looks great, but usually they're freezing cold because we're like filming and it's cold, and then you've got all this stone and it's not insulated at all. So it's much more of a relief than it is like a letdown.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, and you say that you like guys planning the dates, but would you ever like to plan a date, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't plan the first date. Like I don't know why. I just wouldn't want to plan the first date.
Let them do it.
No, but I would totally plan dates.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we chatted about dating.
Yeah.
So let's talk about The Bachelor.
Okay.
So you said that you were watching Arie season a little bit.
Yes.
Do you have any front runners or people you're not dating?
When in doubt, Becca or Lauren. But I will say, Becca dropped off my list a little, one of the Beccas. And
so are you referring,
dropped off my list just a little bit because we finally found out her age, which is no knock to her. I actually think I kind of think it's cool that we didn't know her age, that we couldn't really guess, because that just shows that like age is just a number, and like she's obviously as mature as most of the girls in the house. Like definitely. we wouldn't have thought anything of it, except that it's The Bachelor and it's your bachelor form. We've got to be like dramatic and you know. But I like the other Becca also.
Me too. Yeah, she had the first one, so
I feel like I could see the two of them going to the end, which would be great for ratings and just TV and production value. But also I could see him feeling like Becca K is a little bit more of the safer choice, and Becca M is more of the risk.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. And what do you think about Krystal?
I don't dislike her as much as everyone else does.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like a little bit bad for her. She hasn't done anything like egregiously mean to anyone yet.
Yeah, I guess not. She's just like kind of irritating.
Yeah, but like I can deal with irritating people. I can't deal with like mean people. Like at the end of the day, like let's be honest, someone's probably telling her to go talk to him. Like, but I kind of feel bad for her. Yeah. Am I in the minority and feeling bad for her?
I don't know. According to Twitter, I think you're in the minority.
Okay, but why does everyone on Twitter hate her so much?
I don't know. I think just because she's really whiny and complainy and like very contradicting about like, all the girls are taking their time, but then I don't want to take his time, and but then she goes and takes his time. I don't know.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. I think I've gotten a little softer as the years have gone on.
For sure.
I'm like, I don't want to hate anyone.
That's awesome, though. Okay, so you obviously have the experience from being on both sides, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. So what advice would you have to give to Arie and the girls on kind of navigating like what I would call a unique experience?
Oh, actually, I'm going to come up with something new. So for the girls, you're welcome. For the girls, I would say, don't do anything you're going to like forever regret. So like, it's very easy to want to be like memorable, or I think get caught up in the drama. Maybe this even goes to this season. Like, you still have to live with yourself after the show, and like everyone's going to kind of move on and go on to the next season, and viewers, like are going to move on, and that's that becomes a relief at some point. So don't do anything that like you're totally gonna regret. Remember that you have a life outside of the show.
Yeah.
And then I also think, I guess this could go for both, is like enjoy it. Like it does, as much as, you know, it comes and goes, and you don't want to regret major things. You also don't want to regret not enjoying it.
Right.
Because like we're never going to travel the world the way that we got to travel the world and have everything set up, and it's a great experience. Mm-hmm. It is, and I think it's easy to kind of lose sight of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what about Arie? What would you tell him?
I would say the same for him as far as like enjoying it, especially as the lead. Like you're really responsible for everyone, and you're going on every single date, and you get tired and you forget to just like kind of stop and look around. Like I remember, I think I was in Verona, Italy, and I was like exhausted, but I remember just like stopping and looking around. I was like, wow, like this place is stunning. And you got to kind of just stop every once in a while and do that.
Yeah, because it's such a cool experience.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no business traveling where I did, and like getting to do the things I did. So like, yeah, the castle's cold, but you're in a castle.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. That's awesome. Okay, so you actually recently said that you think The Bachelor should kind of just, or ABC should just drop The Bachelor.
I got in so much trouble for this.
Did you?
Yeah.
And only do The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
So why did you say that?
First of all, for the record, I said that as a joke. I was like, oh, they were like, how do you think we can better the chances of the couples getting married and surviving? And I said, well, just do away with The Bachelor and do Bachelorettes. And I said that only because the Bachelorettes, other than myself, have a better record.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah. That got like blown out of proportion. I was like, ABC should nix The Bachelor. I was like, no, I was like a joke. And I even faulted myself. I was like, except for me and like a couple others. I was like, sorry, girls. But yeah, the Bachelorettes have a better success rate.
Yeah, and I also find it super interesting that the Bachelorettes always end up with their first impression rose person, but the guys never do.
Or at least the first impression make it a lot further. It's because guys don't think with their brain that first night.
Exactly.
They're thinking with something else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I don't really want to stay on the exes topic for too long.
Oh, great. That'd be awesome. Just skip it all.
I do have to just ask one question just because I'm super interested. Last season, on Nick's season of The Bachelor, you showed up before one of the cocktail parties, I think. So I was just wondering, how much convincing from the Bachelor producers did it take for you to do that?
Put it this way. They had asked me, and I was like, no, like let Nick do his own thing. And Nick had called me during the season. He like got a producer's phone, whatever, and was like, come on, it'll be fun. I was like, as long as you're fine with it. Like, it's funny. Like, all of us have been fine. Like, we just went to weddings together. We go to reunions together. Like, it's all good. So it's kind of funny that viewers are still surprised.
Yeah.
But I got his blessing. He actually asked me to come. So I wouldn't have done it had he, like, felt a different way about it. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to kind of, like, ruin that for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it made for good TV, too, so.
It's so funny. I did the hello, Nick, like 17 times.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so, like, that. Talk about something viewers didn't see. I was like, knock, knock, and then he would answer the door, and I'm like, I would just laugh. Like, we had so many cuts on that one.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that it was approved.
Yeah.
Okay, and so while we're on the subject, I can't not ask, do you know anything more about the Nick and January Jones dating rumors?
I know nothing about it, first of all. I just know that was put out there. I know nothing about it.
Okay.
But I'd be impressed with him.
Totally.
I think, like, I'm like a madman star. I'm like, frick, go for it.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I hope it's real.
Me too.
Okay, awesome. So I think we'll get into our drinking game in a second. But first, we're going to see if there's any questions from the audience.
Okay.
To win a copy.
Signed by somebody on the random street of Toronto.
Yes. Okay,
Not all at once.
So this is from Jen B.
Okay.
What was the hardest chapter to write and why of your book?
Ooh, great question. Great question. I think something is off. I'll leave it at that.
Something is off.
And why? Because it was like very, very vulnerable. The chapter name is Something is Off.
Okay, good to know. Okay, this is from Laura Hensley. Can you name any names in terms of who had the most inflated sense of confidence on The Bachelorette? Inflated
sense of confidence. Oh, my guys, no, they were all so nice. Deflated sense of confidence. I'm trying to think of like anyone early on, maybe that like. No, they were all so nice.
Yeah.
I still think my guys are the best. Like my guys
good.
were almost like too nice and too good. Like
Yeah,
they
you
would show
had
up
a
for
good
dates,
group of guys.
like holding each other's hands and like swinging and like Red Rover, and I was like, can we like pretend that you guys are into me? So no, I can't.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's from Aaron Stewart. What's your go-to drink on a date?
I usually will go with like an old fashioned, even though I would like to have red wine, but I don't want like my lips and teeth. And I feel like guys are really impressed by a girl ordering an old fashioned.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go just for the impression.
That's hilarious. I'm going to try that next time. Okay, this will be our last one from Megan Colley. Have you ever used a dating app? Why or why not?
I have, and I've used my friends' dating apps to screen guys for them. I think out of boredom. That's my why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thanks you guys for sending in some questions for Andi. And we're going to get into our drinking game now. So I'm sure you've played Never Have I Ever before.
I have. Not since like high school though, I don't think.
So the only rule is you need to take a sip whenever you've done what I'm saying.
Okay.
And to make it fair, like I said, I'm going to drink with you.
Okay, got it.
Even if I haven't done it, and most of them I haven't. Okay, so first one. Never have I ever cried in the Bachelor Mansion.
Oh. Wait, you've cried in the Bachelor Mansion?
No, I have not.
You're just going to drink every single time.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, nice. I'm just going to keep hold of this.
Yeah, good idea.
Point, like,
I should do that too.
Doing an arm workout.
Yeah. Okay, never have I ever had an ITM that I regret.
Oh.
Yeah. Same.
Samesies.
Okay, next one. Never have I ever drank wine in bed.
Oh.
I can actually say I've done this one, obviously.
Yeah.
Yum. Okay. Never have I ever applied or wanted to go on a non-Bachelor reality show.
I don't have to drink.
Yay!
Yeah.
No? Okay. So never have I ever gotten annoyed at a Bachelor producer.
Oh my gosh.
I'm also guilty of this.
I feel like I should just chug this.
Yeah, right? The whole bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you've gotten annoyed at that.
Oh yeah, every episode. Never have I ever had a wardrobe malfunction on camera.
Oh, I'll tell you the story if you want to know.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, please.
It was actually Nick's date. I split the entire back of my dress to where like it was a ball gown dress, and we were at this fancy castle, of course, and they had to take like time out and audio tape me back into the dress.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was great. It's great.
That's horrible.
Yeah. No, it was hilarious though.
Was that the only one? Only one?
Oh, no. Towards the end, like we do fittings in the beginning, and towards the end, all the zippers were popping.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Did you ever have like, I remember JoJo one time said that she had like a bathing suit malfunction. Did you ever have anything
I didn't have a bathing,
like that?
No. I did have a tooth fall out.
What?
Yeah. I had a tooth fall out.
Like an adult tooth?
Like an adult tooth fell out right before one of the fantasy suites, and I had to go get it glued in Santo Domingo back into my mouth for proposal time.
How did that happen?
I literally I have no idea. I think we were like eating something, and I was like, "This is weird." And
oh my
spit
God.
out a tooth.
And I think that's one of my favorite Bachelor behind the scenes stories.
They were like freaking. No, the best was they were like freaking out because it was like right before I think one of my final fantasy dates, and like a week later is the proposal, and they're like, we can't have a bachelorette like propose with no tooth in. I'm like, that's fine, I'll cover it. They're like, you're gonna smile. I'm like, no, it's fine.
Oh
and they're like, we're going to Santo Domingo.
That's
so
hilarious.
we had to go the next morning. They like cemented it into my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is a really funny story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's gonna make for a great story.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Never have I ever gotten drunk in the Bachelor Mansion.
Oh. I'm trying to think of the drunkest I've gotten. I don't know.
Was it on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, do you think?
Bachelor, for sure.
Yeah.
Because Bachelorette, you're like running around so much. I think we had like a pool day one day, and like we all just got out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's good.
Okay, never have I ever gotten drunk on a group date or a one-on-one date. Think about that one.
Well, Juan Pablo did not drink.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I never got drunk on a one-on-one date with him.
Okay.
And I feel like we were kind of weird because he didn't drink, so no one wanted to be like hammered.
Awkward, yeah.
I definitely got drunk. Oh, with Krystal, I got drunk on one or two of the dates, I'm sure.
Okay, cool.
So yes, to answer, yes.
Okay, never have I ever, this is a personal one for me, wanted to strangle Nick Viall.
Oh, love you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. He'd probably drink if you asked him the same question about me too, for sure.
Do you guys have like a love-hate relationship?
Yeah. More love than hate, but like, yes.
Yeah, for sure. I also have the same relationship with him.
Yeah.
But it's one-sided.
You start to realize that he's harmless.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, never have I ever dated a Canadian. Who is the Canadian? Did you have a Canadian guy on your season?
You'll have to read the book because there's definitely a Canadian in there whom I'm trying to avoid while here in Toronto.
Oh no! Gotta get you a little disguise.
I did like an Instagram story last night when I got in. I'm like, oh my God, I just realized that the Canadian is here.
Oh my gosh, that's
I just
hilarious.
didn't even think about it.
I'm dying to know who it is. Okay, the last two, and we're switching it up a bit. Never would I ever go on Bachelor in Paradise.
I mean, I think everyone's got a price.
Okay. Awesome. So I feel like that deserves a drink.
But I would.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I probably would. Oh, so if we would, or we have, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, that's
in all honesty, everyone has a price for everything.
True. Okay, so then I guess it's the same answer for the next one. Never would I ever go on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette again.
Again, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean...
Okay. Awesome. So you flew through your champagne way faster than I did.
Great. My mother will be so proud. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
She's probably watching this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She is so good at stalking and finding exactly where I am.
My mom too. She's definitely watching. So
yeah. Hi, Mom.
Okay, so that's a wrap, everyone. Thanks so much, Andi, for coming and hanging out with us. I had so much fun.
That's good.
And thanks all of you for tuning in. And Toronto residents, you can catch Andi tonight at 7 at the Indigo in the Eaton Centre. She's going to be signing copies of Single State of Mind. And wherever you are, don't forget to bookmark flair.com/themorningafter for all things Bachelor Nation. See you next time.
Bye.